What's up, everybody? And a huge what's up to the entire Sussex squad. The real ones, the day ones, the people who have seen every plot twist, every meltdown, every leak, every royal expert tantrum, and still maintain more composure than the future King of England on any given Tuesday. I hope all of you are having a calm, peaceful, joyful day. Because I can guarantee you one thing: you are definitely having a better day than Prince William. And honestly, that's not even shade at this point. That's just a weather report, because the way things are unravelling on his side, the way every single move he makes gets swallowed up by chaos, insecurity and pettiness, it's giving frantic energy. It's giving spiralling. It's giving my PR team is sleeping under their desks. And let's be real, this didn't just appear out of nowhere. We tried to warn folks, we really did. Remember when everyone was saying, but that's still Harry's dad, let him try again. Maybe Charles has changed. Maybe this time will be different. People were speaking from the heart. They wanted a Hallmark ending to a Shakespeare tragedy. They wanted the father-son hug, the soft music, the reconciliation moment. But reality? Reality is not sentimental. Reality does not care about your optimism. Reality just walked up to Harry and smacked him across the face with a stack of palace briefing notes. Because Harry went into that meeting operating the way he always does, with integrity, openness, compassion, and the belief that if you communicate clearly, adults will respond like adults. But the monarchy does not operate in the language of adulthood. They operate in the dialect of manipulation. They communicate through optics, not honesty. They negotiate through headlines, not heart-to-heart conversations. Their currency is control. So now we're watching Harry get pulled into this ridiculous public tug-of-war about whether or not he notified the palace about travelling to Toronto during William's Earthshot cosplay trip to Brazil. And the palace, with a straight face, is pretending they never got the memo. Never mind that Harry has lawyers, assistants, digital receipts, and a documented pattern of informing them. Never mind that Harry literally told them in advance on purpose because he's trying to show good faith. But good faith to the monarchy is like garlic to a vampire. It burns. So instead, they're doing what they always do. Playing dumb when it benefits them, acting confused when it's convenient, weaponizing silence when it's strategic. And honestly, this mess is exactly the wake-up call Harry needed, because this cycle is never going to stop. You cannot exist in that family without being punished for having a life. You cannot move freely without being accused of undermining the throne. You cannot breathe without them claiming you're stealing oxygen from the crown. This is the moment I hope Harry sees clearly, that the palace will not stop until he is dragged back into the mud, stripped of dignity, stripped of independence, and forced into a decorative, broken version of himself. But the irony is that while the monarchy is bleeding legitimacy, losing global relevance, and barely holding on to public goodwill, Harry is already living the life of a man who escaped the burning building. He has built a new identity, a new world, a new legacy. When the old system collapses, and it will, Harry will be the one standing on solid ground because he walked away early. Meanwhile, William is clinging to the sinking monarchy like it's a flotation device, inflating with panic while water pours in faster than the PR team can bail it out. And yes, we absolutely have to acknowledge the emotional toll this must take on Harry. Imagine realizing your own brother has not only lost the plot, but shredded the entire script. Because William is not just upset, he is unhinged. He is raging not only about Harry existing, but also because David Beckham, his former weapon against Harry, received a major honour on the same day William was down in Brazil trying to do his eco-superhero photo shoot. William wanted the world focused on him. Instead, the world was congratulating Beckham, and apparently that sent him into full meltdown mode. Let's pause and highlight this jealousy, because the volume? It's loud. It's shaking the palace windows. William cannot handle the spotlight shifting even 1 degree off of him. He needs everyone else to dim their light so he can pretend to shine. But beloved, if your light only works when everyone else turns theirs off, that means you're not a light. You're a shadow. Queen Elizabeth succeeded because her era had no internet, no TikTok, no viral moments, no global transparency. Today, William is competing with entrepreneurs, activists, creators, sports legends, musicians, which brings us back to Harry. And this so-called Toronto notification scandal, which is nothing but a setup. Harry met with Charles last month. Many of us warned that the palace only ever meets Harry to extract something from him. Information, optics, leverage. Harry agreed to offer basic courtesy updates. Harry kept up his end, and the palace immediately weaponized it. Pretending they didn't see the message is not incompetence, it's strategy. They are creating a paper trail of miscommunication to position Harry as defiant, unreliable, or acting independently of the crown. All so they can justify the endgame, stripping Harry's titles and removing his children from the line of succession. And yes, we have to talk about the kids, because this has been brewing for years. Meghan already told us the palace discussed issuing letters patent to block Archie and Lilibet from ever receiving titles. Charles denied it publicly, but now their actions say the quiet part louder. First, they test the waters by targeting Andrew, because he's the easiest to use as a precedent. Then they move to the children, because this institution has never embraced biracial children in its lineage. They will bend the country before they bend that tradition. They will restructure the monarchy before they accept a future where diversity exists at the top. The resentment William holds toward Harry is almost Shakespearean in scale. It is irrational, emotional, and deeply rooted in insecurity. In William's mind, Harry's job was to be the spare, silent, obedient, grateful, and loyal to the hierarchy above all else. When Harry chose Meghan, chose love, chose healing, chose therapy, chose independence, William decided that was betrayal. And the moment Harry built a life that proved you didn't need the monarchy to succeed, William's resentment went nuclear. Harry's happiness exposes the monarchy's biggest fear, that life outside the crown is not only possible, it's better. And if the public internalizes that, the entire institution collapses. So now the palace is running its usual slow drip strategy, twisting narratives, leaking half-truths, escalating petty conflicts, planting stories, creating drama, and setting Harry up for public embarrassment. They want to weaken him psychologically. They want to exhaust him. They want him to return on his knees, broken. And unless Harry steps fully out of their orbit, this cycle will repeat endlessly. That means no more schedule sharing, No more courtesy notifications, no more attempts to negotiate, no more trying to keep one foot in the family circle. Harry cannot build peace in a system that requires chaos to survive. And yet Harry still hopes, still believes, still wants to believe his father is different from the institution surrounding him. Maybe Charles, in some corner of his heart, does care. But the monarchy prioritizes hierarchy over humanity, optics over empathy, strategy over sincerity. Harry is trying to use the language of love in a place that only speaks the language of power. But despite all the palace tantrums, despite the headlines, despite the sabotage, one thing is absolutely undeniable. Meghan and her children will continue to thrive. Their future does not depend on royal approval. Their joy does not depend on palace acceptance. Their stability is built on careers, creativity, and choices they made, not on titles the monarchy can erase. Meghan's empire is growing. Her brand is flourishing. Her Christmas special is receiving praise. Her influence is rising outside the royal bubble. And while we're here, let's briefly touch on the Kardashians. Because yes, Meghan avoiding that crew is a smart move. The last thing she needs after escaping one dysfunctional royal family is becoming entangled with California's version of one. Some energies you keep at arm's length for your own peace. Anyway, that's my take. Now drop your thoughts in the comments. The mic is open.